Albrecht Dürer was a German Renaissance artist. He was famous for his paintings, watercolors, and prints. Dürer was fascinated by nature and created many pieces of art depicting animals. He paid such close attention to detail that you could see all the hairs on the animals and the feathers on the birds. During this time, cameras had not yet been invented, and advanced printing techniques did not exist. Dürer's woodcuts created prints and was the highest form of graphic art at the time. Let's take a look at his rhinoceros. Dürer had never seen a rhino. He based his woodcut on a drawing and description from another painter that saw one. There are differences between the print and the real live rhinoceros. Can you spot them? To create a print, Dürer would start drawing lines onto wood. Then using sharp tools, he would carve away either side of the drawn line. What was left is called the relief. He would apply ink to the relief, and then he would press the block onto paper. He was able to create multiple images with this woodblock technique. Today, you are going to choose an animal and create a print of it using styrofoam. So the first step to making our print of an animal with lots of texture in the style of Dürer is to research what kind of animal. If you have some books laying around your house with animals that you can look at and see what kind of texture these animals have, the shapes of their bodies, how they would do the fur, this would be a great idea to do, or you could use your Chromebook to research. Once you figure out what animal you're going to do, I would do a sketch of it first. So I have my foam here. If you have a styrofoam plate, you can cut a rectangle or a square out of the center of it, or if you have a foam tray, you can cut a shape out of it that you're going to draw your animal on. I'm just going to place this foam on some white paper and trace the edges so I know how big I need to make my animal. I'll do this in some so you can see. Then I can just sketch out and see how I want to place my animal, what kind of texture. I've decided on a jellyfish, so I'm going to sketch it out first using all of my foam. I wouldn't want to waste any, so that's why I don't have my jellyfish like this. I placed it vertically. These jellyfish have long tentacles with wavy lines. Not all the tentacles are the same, so I'm going to make sure I have variety in my drawing. Work on the top here. When you have your sketch done, if you feel like you're ready and you like this sketch, you can go ahead and cut it out. If you don't like that sketch, keep trying. Just retrace your foam and do it again. Now I'm going to take a couple pieces of tape and secure this drawing to my foam, because once I draw on my foam, I cannot erase. So I'll put one piece of tape there, another there. This will hold my paper in place on the foam. You're going to want to use a pen. And we are just going to trace over all our pencil lines very slowly and carefully. I have really thin paper, and it's okay if it rips, because we're just using this as a tracer to see where our lines are. Making sure you get all the texture of your animal like Dürer did in his woodblock prints and watercolors. All right, I got everything. So now I'll flip this over. If you see, you can see the indents for where my pen was. Now I just need to go ahead, make those a wee bit darker. Take your time, stay on the line. I have so many lines, I really have to hold this at an angle, my head, so I can see where those indents go. So I want to have really nice craftsmanship with my work. Add any extra lines. Now we can go ahead and remove our paper. We're all done with that. You can throw it out. And you're gonna grab a box of markers. If you have tempera paint, you can paint this with tempera paint. But if you don't, I'll show you how to do the markers. So you choose what colors you want. I think maybe I'll just use some cool colors here for maybe I'll do it green. You're just gonna color right on top. Of your animal. I want to blend some of my colors, so I'm just going to use my cool ones so they don't get muddy. Add some blues in here. I'm going to work from the top down to the bottom. I'm keeping my hand off the styrofoam because it will smear. Notice I'm using the side of my marker to get a lot of surface. You should have a damp paper towel, rag. I have a clean sponge here. I'm going to put my print on my paper, but I need to wet my paper first, and you got to be careful not to do too much water. Now that I have this side wet, I'll move my print back over, and I'm going to flip this over and place the wet side on top of my styrofoam, holding with two hands, because once I get it on the plate, I cannot pick it up. So lay it down, and then make sure you rub the entire piece of foam, getting all, your corners. And take a little looky-loo. Woo-hoo-hoo. You feel like you're ready, you can pull your print. So I was able to do a drawing of a jellyfish, incorporating a lot of texture. Then I colored it with my markers and created a print. I can go ahead and create multiple prints using different colors with the same print. Printing makes art go quick and easy. Once you get the plate done, you can make multiples.